Hey, Trucker Todd here, and time to edit a video. This morning I released a video, and this will happen sometimes when you do one without a script, when you're just speaking from the heart and saying what's on your mind. I have a big Joe Biden-sized gaffe in the middle of my video, and so my uncle called me, pointed out the gaffe to me, and I've got to go in and re-edit this video and fix it where I give the correct information. So some of you have already watched this video, some of you haven't, but just for fun you may want to rewatch it to see how I correct the gaffe. One thing that will be obvious to you guys in this video is that my editing skills have improved since my early videos, but they are not where I'd like them to be just yet. I'm continuing to grow and improve, and hopefully one day I'll have better editing skills. But anyway, those that watched the earlier videos, I appreciate you. Those of you that gave me a thumbs up earlier, that video's been pulled down. I pulled it down as soon as I realized there was some incorrect information in there. So if you gave me a thumbs up on the previous video or anything like that, please go back and redo that. If you shared this video on your social media platforms, share this one instead. And now let's go back to the original video. And again, I apologize for the gaffe and the incorrect information. All right, here we go. All righty, Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. It's been a while since I've done one, and there's been a lot of questions, or man, that's great English. It's been a while since I did one, and there's been a lot of questions come in. And so in this video, I'm going to try to answer some of those questions. Most of them are going to be about Dart. Some of them are about other things. But we got a couple of announcements to make before we get too far into this. First of all, debuting in this video will be a new intro with never before seen pictures and footage. Hope you guys enjoy that. Also, I have a new email for the channel. It's truckertodd806@gmail.com. So if you've got any questions about Dart or trucking in general, feel free to give me an email at that email address, and I'll try to answer you as quick as I can. Man, hard to talk tonight, tongue is tied. Again, that email address, truckertodd806@gmail.com. And so without any further ado, let's jump right into today's video.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down, flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round, for my family and for my kids. For this life I wanna live, and this is why I do this.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that new intro. We've got a ton of questions to get to. Before we do, I want to remind everybody, literally 15 minutes ago, I just got an email from a good friend of mine. He said, hey, I had some free time. I was wanting to watch your videos, and I noticed that I've been unsubscribed. YouTube is unsubscribing a lot of subscribers from the YouTube channels that they've been watching. So I would ask that if you're already subscribed, look down below the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. While you're there, you might as well give me a thumbs up, and you might as well share this video on your social media platforms. If you're not subscribed, there's no better time than now. Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? Subscribe so that you'll receive a notification when I put out a new video. It's free to do, and it'll just give you a reminder of the next one that comes out. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about the subject of the day. The sixth question, there's 6 of these. Why haven't I made more videos lately? The reason is A, I've been working really hard with Dart, and they've kept me really busy. Things have been going great, and honestly, it's tough to make videos when there's no drama. At the last company I was with, I was making 2 or 3 videos a week because it was one train wreck after another. But here, I'm just getting up, going to work. Things are great. So far, every single thing that they promised me prior to hiring me, everything they told me the way it would be has either been what they said or better. And so it's real tough to make videos when it's like that. I mean, I guess I could get on here 3 times a week and go, yep, things are still great. I'm on my way to here, and away we go. And I'm sure that some of you guys might like that, but after a while, trust me, it would get boring. I try to hold these off till I've either A, got something really good to tell you about, or B, something's happened that I think might be interesting and I can share with you guys. So that's why I haven't made more videos. I do have a video coming up pretty soon about the cop car. A lot of you guys been asking me about the cop car. I've already filmed part of that video. Me and my wife did. She was my camera person on that video. We've sent it to the shop, and they're going to let us know what it's going to take to fix it, and then we'll make a determination if that's something that we're going to fix or if I'm just going to sell it. It has a few check engine lights on. I believe it's electrical. Maybe when they took the cop car lights off, they didn't plug something back in, or possibly a bad ground. One of the windows, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. The cruise, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Just a lot of little odds and ends like that. The fire suppression lights on, and I really believe it's going to be a simple fix, but you never know. So once I have more information, we'll release that video. And then I'm also, probably prior to that video, I'm going to release a more in-depth video about the terminals. A lot of guys ask me about the terminals, and at some point we're going to release a video about the terminals, probably on Wednesday, and that's actually my number 5, is the terminals. I get a lot of questions, and I've been to most of them. Some of them I hadn't been to in a few years, to be honest, but I will say that the general questions I'll go ahead and answer for you now. Yes, a lot of them have showers. A lot of them have nice showers, and a lot of them have a driver's lounge and things like that. As far as I know, all of them have truck parking available if you're looking for a place to park. I generally like to take my showers at the truck stops, and I know some of you do and some of you don't. I don't generally spend a whole lot of nights at the terminals unless I've got to get a truck repair or something like that. One thing I do enjoy about staying at the terminals is a lot of times it gives me an opportunity to meet viewers and things like that. The last time I was in Dallas, I met a guy that was a big fan of my videos, and so it's always cool to meet you guys in person, face to face, and kind of see what your take is on everything. All right, moving right along. What kind of equipment, this is number 4, what kind of equipment does Dark Transit have? Honestly, it's mostly Freightliners and KWs. They have Cascadias, they have T680s. If you're willing to accept an older truck, and what I mean by older is 3 or 4 years old, then they do have a few Volvos from time to time. Those kind of questions are, in a football analogy, kind of a game day decision. When you go to orientation, they give you a list of all the available trucks at the place where you do orientation and at their other terminals, and you can at that time determine what kind of truck you're interested in. Highway sales will also help you and tell you how new of a truck you qualify for. If you are wanting to get a brand new one or a 2019 like I did, let's talk about that. I didn't put this on my list, but this is important while we're talking about equipment. Do they check your credit? Yes. Can you get a truck with bad credit? Yes. What they're looking for the most part, is they're wanting to make sure you don't owe the IRS back taxes, and they're wanting to make sure that you're not behind on child support. So that's very important. Also, I don't know what the exact requirement is, but they want to make sure that you have some job stability, that you're not changing jobs every 2 weeks. I've shared with you guys before that I used to have a neighbor that every time I came to town, this is no exaggeration, he was working for a different company. And I think he was doing it for sign-on bonuses. He'd go to work somewhere, work a week or two, quit, and then he'd go to another company. And so if you're that type of person that likes to hop jobs, and I realize, hey, look at 2019 for me. I hop jobs a lot, or even 2020. The last year and a half has been rough. I've hopped jobs a few times. But they look at the whole picture, and if that's something that you think might be an issue for you, go ahead and share it with the recruiter. And as you guys know, at the bottom of my videos in the description, I've got a link where you can apply. All right, here's the part where I gaffed, and I just tried to reshoot it and I gaffed again. If you would like to apply directly with DART, there's a link down in the description below. And it'll put you with the recruiter I used. He's a great guy. He made my orientation go through real smooth. Orientation's usually 1 to 3 days, depending on how much of the stuff you get done before you get there. Also, if you're old school, you want to talk to a guy on the phone, bounce some things off of him. His phone number and name is there. Just tell him you've been watching Trucker Todd on YouTube. My driver number's down there. Give that to him. Why is that important? I had a guy recently, last week as a matter of fact, that couldn't get one of his employment verifications done. The company wasn't calling DART back. Because he had listed my driver number, they contacted me, said, hey, John Doe can't get a hold of we can't get a hold of his company to verify employment. I said, what company was it? They told me. I happened to know some higher ups at that company. I was able to make a phone call and fix that for him. Whereas had I not been included in the process, that he not gave my driver number, I would have never known there was a problem. So do I benefit from it? Sure. Do you benefit from it? Sure. So I would encourage you to make sure and get my driver number on there. Tell Matt you've been talking to Trucker Todd and give him that driver number of 58180. You can also go through me. Email me at truckertodd806@gmail.com, and I'll help you. I'll put you in contact with the recruiter, and we'll get you on your way to a better job. All right, let's not dwell on that anymore. Let's move on to number 3, home time. This is an interesting question, and honestly, it makes me sad when I hear this question, because for the most part, the guys that are asking this question have either been a company driver their whole life, or they've worked for a company that abused them. And let me tell you why. As an independent contractor, the company can't really control your home time. You control your home time. It's your business. Now, as a company driver, they do, and home time there varies depending on where you live in the country. Again, that's another great question for a recruiter. But as an independent contractor, you can go home whenever you want to. Now, recruiting will tell you you need to stay out 2 to 3 weeks at a time to make any money. Yes and no. I'm here to tell you that you can go home more than that, but you've got a plan, and you've got to know your numbers. And let me tell you what I mean. For example, if you live in Dallas, Texas, you can take a load that passes through there and stop by the house for your 10-hour break. You can go through there, take a 34 at the house, keep going. But if you're the type, and again, it depends on what your definition of home time is. If your definition of home time is 7 days at the house, you probably need to stay out a few weeks before you do that. Why? Because your truck payment, your insurance, all those things, you're still getting billed for those when the wheels aren't turning. So you've got to plan for that so that you're not in a financial hardship when you go home. I'm home right now, as I told you. When did I get here, Paula? A couple days ago, Thursday? Wednesday? I think I got here Thursday. I'm going to leave out tomorrow, Monday, so I can go do my delivery on Tuesday. I have a load that had a little extra time on it and was able to pass through the house. So, Then I have another load that picks up that'll run me back through here on my way to Illinois, so I'll be home for Thanksgiving. Instead of coming home for Thanksgiving and taking a week off, I was able to get 2 loads that passed me through the house so I could keep working and keep the wheels turning and the revenue generating. That's what you've got to do. You've got to have a good communication with your fleet manager. Let them know what your hopes and aspirations are, and they'll tell you what they need too. And you know, sometimes you've got to scratch their back, sometimes they've got to scratch your back. But if you're, you know, it's funny. I've met a lot of drivers, and some of them, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't do this, I don't do that, and then they can't figure out why they don't make any money. As an independent contractor, they're going to do pretty much what you want. If you say, I don't want to do this, okay. I don't want to go to New York City, okay. But if you start getting so specific, well, I don't want to run this way because there's mountains. I don't want to go this way because it's hot. I don't want to go this way because it's cold. You're limiting your income potential. You're tying their hands and their ability to help you make money. Whereas if you're the type that you're a team player, you're willing to run, you're willing to work, you're going to get the better loads. You're going to make the more money because you've helped them out, and so they're going to make sure and help you out. And so don't limit yourself in what you can do. All right, let's keep going. Everybody asks, how much do I make? Probably, I've got it listed as the number 2 question, but it rivals number 1 greatly. Now, let's talk about that for a second. If you ask a recruiter, they'll send you a spreadsheet, and it'll say if you run 3,000 miles, you'll take home $1,500 a week. Wait, before you freak out on me. It figures that trip at 7 miles a gallon. With the equipment spec the way Dart Transit specs it, you can beat that to death. Many times I'm at 8, 8.2, over 9, depending on how heavy my load is. So my income is greater than what they show on that sheet, and your income can be greater too. But it's going to depend on how hard you work. How much I make really will have no bearing on how much you make, because I don't know how willing you are to work. I don't know how well you're going to know your numbers. I don't know how good you're going to take care of your equipment, how often you're going to go home, when you're going to go home, how much you're going to restrict your fleet manager, and things like that. So the big thing is, yes, you can make money here. Yes, the miles are here. It's not hard to get 3,000 miles a week here. You do have to know how to manage your time. And I'm not saying lie or cheat on your logbook, but I'm saying know how to split log. Know how to manage your time well. You can blow through your 14-hour day in a hurry if you don't know how to manage your time. If you're in the Petro playing video games and chasing waitresses instead of working. So, I got my wife laughing. But yeah, that's why that's a tough question to answer, because you may come out here and blow me away. I know guys that are making a lot more money than me, and I know guys that are making a lot less money than me. I would say I'm about average. In my fleet manager's fleet, I'm about middle of the road. There's guys outdoing me. There's guys under me. And I don't know if you'll be somebody that outperforms me or underperforms me. But you just have to pull the trigger and take a chance. I've got guys that are wishy-washy. I'm going to come there. Oh, I'm not going to come there. I'm going to wait a week. I'm going to come there now. And at some point, you've got to make a decision. I had a guy at another company, this is no lie, did not want to come to work at this other company because there wasn't a window in the sleeper. He was working somewhere making like $500 or $600 a week. And I was like, so you're gonna stay at a $500 a week job instead of making $1,800, $2,000 a week because your truck doesn't have a window in the sleeper? Does that sound like logical to you? And yeah, I know, but I just got to have a window. And so if that's what I say, I don't know. If I don't know you, I don't know how successful you can be. And occasionally people surprise me and do better than I thought they would, or worse than I thought they would. And so attitude has a lot to do with it, and work ethic has a lot to do with it. final question. We'll wrap this up because I've already gone a lot longer than I intended to. What are the qualifications to work at Dart Transit, and how do I apply? Okay, if you're wanting to go company, you got to have 6 months experience, verifiable OTR experience. If you're wanting to lease a truck, you got to have a year. Now you can start off as a company driver and upgrade to a lease later on if that's something you're interested in. You can also type Trucker Todd in the top, and I've done videos about lease purchase here, and I've done videos about company driving here. You can watch those videos and get more information about both of those things, or like I told you, you can email me or contact the recruiter I have listed below and give him my driver number. Any of those things work. And so that's honestly the questions I get asked most. If there's something you'd like to know that I haven't answered, feel free to email me and we'll jump into that. And if need be, a lot of times if you ask a really good question, I got to give you my phone number and we need to talk on the phone to get you the clarification you need. But I'm going to wrap it up for now. It sounds like my voice is going. And then, like I said, on Wednesday, I'll probably release a video where we talk about the terminals. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.